Eddie. I'm Ange.
I'm Cindy.
And we're faking Sanity. He was our trip mascot for our trip to Edmonton for the Fiber Frolic.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're faking Sanity. We're a yarn shop and coffee tea shop and used bookstore in Dawson Creek, BC. We fake Sanity most days, some days
Yes,
more
we
successfully than others.
As do our staff.
And we like knitting and books and
dinosaurs.
Jeez. You can find us on Ravelry and Instagram and all the usual places. Feel free to click subscribe on the podcast if you're watching it on YouTube. That helps us to get it out more, but it also gets you a notification so you know exactly when we post. I try to get the podcasts out on Tuesday or Wednesday, but sometimes our internet doesn't behave and it takes an extra day. So you'll know exactly when we put them out. So anyway, isn't Eddie cute?
He was our mascot. So this last weekend, we went to the Edmonton Fiber Frolic.
It was so fun.
It was so fun, and he was our mascot. We called him Eddie, the Edmontosaurus.
Edmontosaurus. There's no N.
I know, I can't say
It's a real
it.
dinosaur.
Yes, I know. He doesn't look like a one, but that's okay.
He doesn't.
He's so cute. He had a lot of fun on the trip.
He did. He cuddled with all of us.
Yeah.
We had two of our staff come down, and we went down to
One of them's my sister.
Yeah,
But yeah, we had so much fun.
Yeah. We did.
Yeah.
Fiberfest and a few things in Edmonton while we were there.
Yeah, so it was like a 6.5 hour drive each way. And
For
I didn't have
about
to
an
drive
hour
all the
and a half
way.
at Fiberfest.
So I got some knitting done. Yeah, we were there for over 2 hours. Yeah, we were. Anyway.
Okay. 2 hours?
Yes. And it was so much fun. We met all sorts of fun people.
Yeah. Oh, met a lot of the podcasters that we watch, and also some podcasters and viewers of ours that we didn't know about.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of people.
It was. And apparently it was way less people in the afternoon. Yeah, we were there at like 2 to 4.
I don't do well with crowds.
Me either.
So I'm glad we were there in the afternoon.
Yes.
For us, it would have been a little overwhelming, I think, at first.
But it was so much fun, and thank you to Allison of Allison Barnes and Jess of Haven Fiber Arts for putting it together.
Absolutely.
And thank you for all of the vendors. We had so much fun seeing all your stuff.
Yeah, and squishing it. I love squishing yarn.
Squishy. Yeah. Yes, it's so much, like I've seen so many of these yarns online, and seeing them in person is totally different. And the bags and...
And apparently the turnout was way better than last year. It was a way bigger event. And
I hadn't heard anything.
Yeah, I just watched the...
Sorry. Sorry, that was, sidebar.
Okay. We do occasionally. There are limited shopping options in our area.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Can we talk about our stash acquisitions at Fiber Frolic?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, we'll start with Eddie's stash acquisition.
No, you have to end with Eddie's
Sorry,
stash
I forgot.
acquisition.
Okay.
We have an order. We discuss it first. And she
I know,
always
I forgot.
messes
I was
me
just
up.
so excited. Okay, so my sea turtle fiber arts. I've already wound this up because I cannot wait. Okay, so this is the Turtle Bay worsted in Dark Side of the Moon, which I
think that's
cannot
probably
wait.
my favorite colorway.
Yes. I cannot wait to knit this up.
And I got pulled away when you were talking with Sarah at her booth, but we actually...
and someone else, and I didn't get her name.
We actually talked to her about getting in their yarn at the shop. So we've placed our first order, and we're so excited.
Yes, so we're getting in some of the Ridley sock. Sorry. Which is this base. But this is not something we're getting in. This is a fraternal, well, it's Evil Twins sock set. So basically they make fraternal socks. So everywhere that this sock is purple, this sock is gray, and vice versa. So I can't wait to do those. It'll be so much fun.
You could do mitts too and have like exact opposites.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh no, I do know. I'm gonna make socks because I bought shoes that I can wear hand knit socks with.
Nice shoes, comfy shoes.
Very comfy shoes, flea bogs.
So
they're very nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't believe we both bought flu vogs. That's
We're
not shoe purse fancy heels people, and
no,
yet
but
we both
got
went
really
flu vogs
comfy
and,
shoes. So yeah, sea turtle. Yeah, we're getting some of this style on this base into the store.
And okay, so the Ridley sock, I don't know if you guys have knit with it before, but it's an 8-ply yarn. It is amazing. It's super soft, and yet it will wear really well.
Yeah, it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. 400 yards in 115 grams. I know everybody does the yards and grams, but that's just wrong. I'm sorry.
It's right.
No.
It's Canadian. It's our generation Canadian. You are betraying your people.
It's so Canadian.
She's unpatriotic.
Hey, I bought Canada socks yesterday.
I bought a Canada
you did.
bag.
Yeah, okay.
That
Perfect
segues
segue.
accidentally, but really well.
This is fabulous.
This was my
I kind of
first
wanted
purchase.
one. But
We went through and I was like, okay, the first time around the booths, I'm just looking, I'm not buying anything. And I was at Prairie Dye Studios booth and was chatting with Melissa and saw this one. She had the smaller ones, but I saw one of the bigger ones, and I'd been looking kind of half looking for a large project bag that's big enough for a sweater.
Awesome.
And so, like, this is huge. It's got 2 skeins in it right now, 3 skeins.
4 skeins, 5 skeins, 6 skeins. Well, this is 7 skeins.
Yeah, like 7 skeins,
Easy.
and it would still zip. Like,
Yeah.
it's a massive bag. Anyway.
No, I want all my stuff back.
Okay. We'll talk about all that stuff later. But
Yes.
I just wanted to show off how big it was.
It's fabulous.
She was
Oh, I guess I
super
had these
sweet.
ones.
And there was only one left in the big size, and I was like, I have to get it. So it's got,
And it was good price.
It's got Canada flags on the bottom, and I don't know the names of the different fabrics. It's thicker than most project bags I've got, and it's got kind of a brushed, I don't know, suede-y feel. It's not. It's a cotton of some sort, but I don't know what this type of cotton is called. But so Canada flags on the bottom, and her label stitched in right there, and then it's all like Canadian words and Canadian maple leaves. It's like part of
the anthem.
part of the anthem or other. Are they?
It's
Yeah,
all pretty much anthem.
Some patriotic words that aren't part of the anthem.
Excuse me.
It's
Like
lovely.
democratic.
I love it.
It's great.
And duty but yeah, I love it. And
Duty.
it's got my Edmonton stash in it right now.
yeah.
But then it'll be my sweater home.
Well,
So my sweater's
I did the same thing going around because we were really going to check every.
yeah, but when it's the last one, you can't
Yeah,
leave it there
so
just in case it's
I
gone.
got something at Prairie Dye Studio as well. It is this amazing color. Oh, this isn't even
love
getting
that.
all of the. Oh, it's just.
That purple is almost iridescent. Like
Yeah.
it just kind of glows and floats on top of the blue. It's
bluey,
amazing.
purpley. Oh, okay. And this is the her Superwash Merino worsted. So, in Dendrobium Orchid.
It's beautiful.
It is. Oh. And it's squishy. And she was excellent. Yeah. I liked talking to everybody. It was really cool.
Yeah. Well, so many of these people we've like.
I
Nobody's
follow them on Instagram. I'm
Nobody's
such
up
a lurker.
here, so we've never
Such a
talked
lurker.
to any of them because we both kind of lurk mostly
Yeah.
instead of chatting.
Yeah, I'm not a good online chatter. I used to be, but I'm just not anymore.
Yeah,
But yeah, my pretty yarn.
I love it. I might have to
So tell
steal
me-
it from you.
No, mine.
I did get some really pretty yarn.
Oh,
too,
that's
though.
gonna be the. That's totally going to be the picture that it picks for.
What? I'd be okay with that being the picture that YouTube
it will
suggests as
YouTube
the
always
caption.
picks the worst pictures for the.
We could
thumbnail,
upload
that's
our
what it's
own,
called.
but I just think
Nah,
it's
it's not worth
funny.
the time.
It's fun to see the
Yeah, what it suggests.
suggested ones.
Almost always, I'm like,
Yeah, one of us is either smiling or
Smiling
like
is
looking
fine,
half
but like,
but like ha!
it's always
or,
like. Okay, sorry, I'll stop making because I'm now making it more likely. But
So I got some Boss Lady, and I'd been debating a couple of skeins, like a couple of
this
different.
color.
Yeah, I was debating a couple of different colorways. That was one of them with a gray.
But then I
ended
got
up-
this, and she didn't want to get the same thing.
Yeah. So I got, it's her Like a Boss base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And this is ivy and ivy green. And I'm going to use them in a shawl together, or possibly a cowl. And then like mitts to match or a hat to match or something.
Or just a big towel.
No, because I don't really
Like
like
a
to wear
shawl?
those
Oh, okay.
big ones. But I'm thinking a shawl. Because I love the colors together. So it's still got some of that blue, but I've really been feeling these warm yellowy greens lately. It's bizarre. And
Yeah.
Jen was really sweet to talk to
Yes.
as well. We talked, one of our reasons for going down was trying to talk to a bunch of dyers to see who does wholesale and what we could get in, but also asking dyers, like, how many skeins do you bring to a show like this? Because we'll be doing the Prince George Fiberfest in September. So it was a really helpful, informative trip.
Yeah, it was.
Plus pretties.
And I got pretties at that, at Boss Lady as well. This is Director's DK.
That's so nice.
In soccer jersey. I hadn't noticed the name. That's awesome. Yeah. It's just, beautiful teal. It's 100% Superwash Merino. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I just needed stash, you know, like you do.
Yeah, you needed stash.
I needed stash. I'm so excited.
That was my last stash.
You got your shawl thingy.
Right. It's in my purse.
Oh, okay. Keep talking.
Okay. It's in the front little tiny zipper pocket. Okay, so there was a booth there, and I didn't bring the business card, and I can't remember what the name of the booth was, but it was a woodworker, and he had like
amazing stuff.
Handmade
my chair.
Accas and like Peruvian spindles, and he had
Accas?
They're a type of South American spindle.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
and
he had some that were like detachable, so you could travel with them and pull them apart and yet still stay balanced when you put them back together. And he had like yarn bowls and yarn caddies and a bunch of amazing stuff. It was really well made. But
yeah, it really
I
was.
walked away with the most unimpressive piece, but the most satisfying to me. So looks like a little button, but it's got a back, and you use it as a shawl pin. So you like punch it through the lace in your shawl, and the little tiny blip here sits on the back of the shawl, and the button sits on the front.
It looks amazing.
It looked really good with the shawl I was wearing.
Yeah.
And
it's so easy.
And it's super light. So if you have like a lace weight shawl or a fingering weight shawl that's
you don't
pretty
want to
delicate,
put a full,
you don't want to put
yeah.
a big heavy one that pulls it down.
Yeah.
So I was just thrilled with this. And that's more
a great
my
idea.
style. Like
Yes.
it's very understated.
I love pretty shawl pins, but that's also not how I wear shawls.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, whereas some of, like my asymmetrical one, I really like just draping the long end over the shoulder,
and that
but
would
it's
just
not
hold it.
quite enough to
Not quite
stay
long
if
enough.
it's windy
Yes.
or something. So
Yeah.
just a little button to hold it together, I thought was
it's
genius.
brilliant. Yep.
Yeah, and they were a really good price too. It was like $5.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, $5 for a button is not unusual these days, and this is actually a button with extra stuff and purpose to it. It's
cool.
So, yeah, love it.
okay. Now, okay. And then, okay, my last thing.
Yeah, your last stash.
My last stash acquisition was just a little mini from Creek Garden Crafts. She does this beautiful cotton.
Yeah, it's a Pima
It's
cotton.
just a little
it's so soft.
20-gram mini. I wanted to try out the cotton, but I haven't found the perfect pattern for it, so I didn't want to. I didn't know if I'd need, 3 colors or whatever. But this is the perfect little amount. I have an idea for it. I'm gonna try it out, and yeah, she had some beautiful colors.
She had amazing. Some of her kits,
Oh.
she had like kits of 6 colors that went together.
Oh,
in
there was a
cotton.
rainbow one.
There was. It wasn't there when we went back the second time though. I looked because
That's
I
okay.
had been debating it too.
But
yeah,
yeah, beautiful stuff.
yeah.
And then
And she and her daughter were both super
Yes.
sweet. Her daughter is actually one of the ones. She runs Polka Dot Creek.
Polka Dot Creek.
And she was one of the people that was telling me about like how much yarn you should bring
Yes,
to a show
yes.
and that sort of thing. So she was really sweet.
This is Eddie's stash. They are 5 little 10-gram minis from Polka Dot Creek. I always get them mixed up, so it's always like, okay,
'Cause you
which
know it's a
one's
family
Creek?
affair
I
and
know.
it's Creek.
It's a mother and daughter, and they both have Creek. So it's always like, okay, which? Yeah, no, this is Eddie's stash. No, it's actually my stash. I love minis.
She doubled up the minis so that they look
Oh,
shorter,
yeah, so they look
that
smaller,
they
so
matched
it looked-
his
yeah,
size
so-
better. Because
But
she's a nerd.
I am a nerd. I'm especially a nerd because this one is going to become little socks.
and
a
the
little
green
hat.
matches perfectly.
Yeah, the green is the same color as Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you should show what you're going to do with
because I have a whip. This one isn't
an
actually
FO.
An FO, that's what it's called. I knit a sock.
She's podcast. Can you tell?
I knit an itty bitty little sock.
It's a itty
It's so
bitty
cute.
little sock.
I knit it last night, but I was laughing because
It's also a horn cozy
it fits perfectly.
and looks adorable.
So he's gonna have to get a little horn cozy.
So I think he should get 4
or
socks.
a tail cozy. Oh,
4 socks out of this one,
Yeah,
plus
and then
a little horn cozy.
Yeah, but this is just, well, I can't even say it's the leftovers from a sock I'm knitting because I'm not done the knitting. But
it would have been leftovers.
Yeah, yeah. And the yarn is, you told me, I wrote it down. Wisdom Yarns Allegro. It's 100% acrylic
and nylon.
Yeah,
it's
acrylic and nylon.
wool-free.
Yeah, wool-free. I'm making socks for Dano. A few of you met Dano this weekend. She came with. But because she has a wool allergy, so I always mention this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's getting socks. She's very happy. But I did a little tiny sock.
And she's getting socks that look pretty much exactly like that.
Yes.
But, a little bit bigger.
Quite a bit bigger. She's got big feet. So I'm doing a whole bunch of little socks that will be our Christmas decorations. Yeah. Or possibly our year-round decorations here.
Yeah.
And I'm using an Oddness of Socks pattern by Leanne Holmes.
Oh, that's
it's a little short row heel because I like how it looks.
Collective nouns are just so cool. I like
oddness
of socks.
And it's perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's like I told Dano that a collection of bunnies, like a bunch of bunnies together, was called a fluff of bunnies. And she was like, no!
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
So that's my first FO.
Yeah. It is lovely. I have no knitting FOs, but I do have a spinning FO.
Yeah.
So I showed this one on the bobbin last time, and this is the Manos del Uruguay Extra Fine Merino and the Botanico colorway. Sorry, I just had to find my notes again. So it's a bunch of shades of greens with a bit of purple, and I fractal spun it. So you get kind of stripy areas that are more of the green or more of the different shades of green or purple, but you still get a little bit of variation between the plies, and it is so incredibly squishy. And I just did a short forward draw. I spun it totally worsted, which is my default.
It's like a foreign language. Sorry.
Smooth yarns.
Yes, I know.
The smooth yarns that you think of when you buy most
I
store-bought yarns. And this is, it is 260 yards, and it's mostly worsted. There are a couple of places where it's kind of like a heavy DK or light worsted, and a couple where it's more of a Aran weight, but mostly worsted. And I think this one will probably stay at the shop for a bit to show off what the fiber can look like.
Yeah, because we're selling the fiber.
Because we're selling the fiber now, but then it will be, I think, a cowl.
Yeah?
Either a charity cowl or a cowl for me, but I really like it. It's super
really
squishy.
Nice.
So,
very,
and I never
very
used to wear
nice.
cowls, but I've discovered last year that I quite enjoy them as long as they're the right style of cowl. I don't like the loose, pretty ones, but I really enjoy the cozy ones. So, and this would be very cozy.
Yes.
Yep, that's my first FO this week.
I just dropped something. That's all right. My other FO is actually the one I was going to talk about on the podcast last week.
Yeah.
But then the pattern wasn't. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to talk about it because it was a test knit. I didn't want to talk about it and put it up our podcast before the pattern went up.
Yeah.
But this is the hat. It is a fabulous hat.
It is.
It is the Arcana hat by Whitney Hayward. It's not quite my style.
It's super cute.
And this is how she says it is to be worn, but I
like it slouchy.
I actually did it like this, slouchy, and I actually really like that too. Yeah. But it is knit in Faking Sanity Impulse DK in the Greener Shore colorway. Wow, lost my words. It is awesome. It had really long ribbing.
Yeah.
It had a tubular cast on, which I actually had never done before, but it was actually really easy and looks cool. And then it has this amazing cables. They are fabulous. It's got like 3 different types of cables, and it went by so fast because
you love the variety.
I love the variety, and yeah, and it was so nice. The decreases all like the cables work into the decreases.
That's a big thing for
I
me.
really like that. So I loved the pattern. I highly recommend it.
And it's out now.
Oh yeah, it's out now. And I want to knit it again. I'm actually thinking this one is for Ange. Okay, I'm thinking of knitting it again, but doing, for me, and doing less of a rib, and then extending, like this whole cable part is one chart, but I was thinking of just extending the cable.
Oh, like 1.5, like you
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's about the same length of hat in the end.
Yes, yeah, and then you see more of the cables when I slouch it, because I love it, and I love this yarn.
Me too. I've got some at home.
Yeah.
I've been swatching with it to try out some patterns.
Yeah,
I like
but
it.
it's great.
This is not a great color on me, but I love it.
It looks fine.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
it.
and it looks good both ways on you,
Both ways?
like brim up.
Really? I don't think I've tried it that way. Like this?
Yes, like that, definitely. It looks cute. She has no hair to stick out, so sometimes hats look kind of strange on her. Oh.
So, yeah.
It's really, yeah, I love the pattern. So that was my,
It's a super, like,
my
it'll
FO
be a
from a while
super
ago.
cozy hat.
yeah.
I have some bulky hats at home, and I have some fingering weight hats, so this will be
It's
a
nice to have them
in-between.
in between, yeah.
But I really like it slouchy.
Yeah, and I wear all
And
my,
I have really no hair
She
because
really
I
no
cut
hair,
it last night, so.
you better have gotten rid of all the loose stuff. Oh, it's your hat now. I don't care if there's loose hair on it.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you have another FO, or should I do this one?
Yeah, do that.
Because then we are going to go into that,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So, I did a charity hat because June 1st we started our charity along.
June is charity month.
Yeah.
And faking sanity anyway.
In our lives. So we are having a knit along or a crochet along, or, you know, it's a make along.
It's a make along.
It is, you can make something for any charity you want. I just did, it's a little kid's hat. It's not a baby hat. It's just a kid's hat, and I'm gonna.
And Cindy has a big head, so a kid's hat looks a little
Yeah.
small on her.
I'm going to donate it to Mispa House, which is our like halfway house here in town for like women getting out of abusive relationships and stuff, and they're always needing stuff for kids. So
And that's really soft yarn.
yeah, it is, and it's acrylic, so it's washable. It is the Loops and Threads Charisma yarn, which is just Michael's yarn. And yeah, just a basic little pattern.
Yeah. It's a really nice yarn. I've got some of that one.
Yeah, I've got some more, so I might have to
Yeah.
do some more. But yeah, and then I thought I would do. Oh, I dropped my other stuff. I had a mint green to go with this. I've got some Color Wheel by Loops and Threads as well. I think it was being discontinued or something because it was on really good sale.
Yeah,
so we
it's
bought a bunch, and I'm gonna crochet
$1 a
some
skein
baby
or
hats.
something.
And then and we have on Ravelry
We have a thread.
thread.
I created a thread.
Brain not working. We have a thread. You can post pictures of you can talk in the thread too.
Yeah.
We don't
It's
really care. 'cause-
chatters, FOs, everything will go
Yeah.
in the same thread for this one.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do some knitted knockers. The mastectomy, like.
They're mastectomy prosthetics.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll do all the big
I
words
don't.
today.
Thank you. My brain's just not working.
Okay, this is unusual because she's always mocking me because I can't think of the words.
Yeah,
so
but
I'm gonna, enjoy it.
Enjoy it. I don't know if I'll do it out of lime green. I really want
We
to
do
do
have some
bright
more neutral
ones.
colors, but
This is the Cascade Yarns Ultra Pima Cotton. It's fabulous. But look at the shine on it.
and a lot of the like whether it's the titbits or the knitted knockers or crocheted knockers, a lot of them recommend cotton or something soft, basically.
Yeah, and it's really
and
soft.
that breathes well, so that you don't feel sweaty and gross.
Yeah. And I kind of want to make bright colored ones, but I know that a lot of women want neutral colored ones, so
Yeah.
I might do some lime green and then some cream. But yeah.
I'm going to do, I think my first one will be a whip that's almost done, which I'll talk about later. But my first new project that I'll start for the charity along is going to be out of this hand spun. And it was Corriedale and rayon. And it's really fun colors for
And
kids.
it's superwash.
And it's superwash.
Oh, okay.
And it's spun fairly tightly, so it'll totally go through the wash, no problem at all. So it'll be a little kid's hat. Probably just
30 grams, baby hat.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit more than that.
Oh, okay.
But I'm thinking a little baby or toddler sized hat. So it might be for the local maternity ward if I do a baby hat. I might do little matching mitts with it if I've got enough. But if it's a toddler-sized hat, I'll probably give it to like the Mitts House or something like that. So
yeah. And you can do any charity you want. So people have talked about blankets for pets, mitts for like homeless shelters, hats for homeless shelters, anything you can think of. Socks for seniors.
Yeah, there's lots of like knitting for. There's a red scarf project that's knitting for kids who have just come out of foster care and are going out on their own for the first time, and it's care packages that all include a red scarf as
that's cool. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything you want.
Anything you like. Pick a charity you like and make something for them, whether it's woven or knit or crocheted. It all counts towards our June charity along.
Charity along.
And if you count your yardage, you can double dip with our Alaska Highway knit along. Yeah. Make along.
And we're giving until midnight on July 4th?
Yeah, we're going to say you have to finish the project sometime in June. So up to June 30th at midnight your time.
But I didn't actually knit this whole thing. Yeah. I had it almost done.
Some of you might not believe that she only had the ends to weave in left.
I had a bit more. But yeah.
Oh, the last little.
Yeah, last little bit. Yeah. But I finished it. So.
But yeah, finish a project sometime in June and post about it in the thread on Ravelry. Yeah. And
we'll have some prizes.
We'll have a little prize draw at the end, just a random draw from anybody who participates. You can totally double dip. And the thread is wide open. Chat about other people's projects. Share about the charity you're knitting for.
Yeah,
share
it'd be cool to hear about some other charities too.
Pattern you're using, anything goes. As long as it's related to the Cal, it belongs in that thread, and we'd love to hear from y'all.
Until July 4th, and then we have a new knit along starting July 1st.
Yeah. So we're leaving the thread open a couple of days extra in case you can't get your pictures in right at the end of June. But you got to finish the project by June, and you have till the 4th to...
You're shaking your leg. It's annoying. Sorry. We're kind of
fidget.
squished on a little
See, the first few podcasts,
table.
you might remember that she told me I was tapping the table too much.
Constantly.
So I started fidgeting my legs, but apparently that wasn't working.
Our knees touch under this little table, and it's like... It's really annoying. Oh, we'd go to a movie, and she'd jiggle her legs so much the whole row of seats would shake.
I didn't realize it.
And that makes me have to go pee, because my
Tiny
bladder is, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What you didn't need to know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was nice traveling to Edmonton, because I had 2 other people with me that had tiny bladders.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel so bad having to stop everywhere. Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
Though we did have to go into Sexsmith at 8 their time. We left at 5 in the morning our time, but yeah.
8 in the morning. There were
to go pee and
places,
and get
but
lunch.
It's a pretty small town, so. But yeah.
Well, it was a Saturday morning.
Saturday. There wasn't a lot open.
The yarn store wasn't open.
No.
Baby strings.
Don't bend his horn.
Oh, she's been doing this to him all the time, like his legs. He doesn't sit. He doesn't sit. He falls forward. Yeah.
Because he's just super excited. Watch. Well, now he's just mean.
Eddie is
You've
the best.
turned him mean.
Yes. We like mascots, obviously.
Eddie gets excited about
I think every
yarn.
trip needs a mascot.
He kind of goes,
this really tickles. She also made him, mourn as we went by the dinosaur museum.
oh.
Anyway.
Mommy!
I don't know her.
There's a dinosaur museum on the way here.
There's a really great dinosaur museum.
Anyway.
Okay.
So that's it for the charity knit along. I will finish my last FO is some dyeing. So I had said I'm not going to be showing tons of dyeing until I actually release these late this summer.
She lied.
But I thought I'd show maybe 1 or 2 new colorways. So this is another one dyed kind of similarly to the last one I showed. So it kind of goes from a pale version of this electric purple into a light gray and down to a charcoal, almost black at the end. And it looks like this close up. Oop, I'm in the shade. There we go. That's probably the best shot for the colors. And I don't know. I always think this is kind of simpler to dye. So it's just my test for my new colors because I got some new dyes.
But it looks so cool knit up.
So I don't know that it's the most popular thing that I'll have.
I love it.
But I love knitting these because if you're knitting with the length of repeat I do on these, if you're knitting like a sock or a hat, which is about twice the number of stitches, you end up with either striping or spiraling or something like that, depending on your gauge. And I just love them. And it's MCN. It's soft.
Oh, it's a lovely
squishy
base.
And
I'm knitting with one too.
So this
is okay. So last podcast, she showed a green and gray one that she wouldn't let me have, and she sold it to someone else.
I told her she could knit it.
Yeah. But that's all right.
Then
she
somebody
dyed
wanted
me
to
a
buy
new
it.
one.
Yeah.
Yay.
So and that's dyed
So
in the same
pretty.
method, except that I did the black on top of the
Over the
green
gray-
on that one. So it's this dark
Yeah, so it basically goes,
green instead of
it goes from a light green to a dark green.
Yeah.
Now, this is my first whip. It is a cowl. It is called the Kingswood Cowl by Alexandra Brink. And I absolutely love the yarn. It's so soft.
A lot,
it's knitting
even
up
since you knit it
so nicely. I love the cowl pattern. I don't necessarily like them together.
It's not bad. I think that this lace shows up just fine, like because it pulls the little V's. It looks really cool. The leaf lace might disappear.
Leaf lace. Yeah. So I like both these things, but I don't necessarily like them together. But look at that spiral. Like, oh, isn't that cool? So I definitely want to do like a cowl or a hat with this. But I think I might do one that isn't this kind of lace. Maybe I'll do some kind of chevron-y one, because that would look awesome. Ooh, okay.
Or slip stitches, because you'd pull the gray.
I was looking at a slip stitch pattern, so I might do that too. But yeah.
I love dyeing these ones. So
I love it. I love knitting it.
At least 4 or 5 colors in this set before I put it out. Like,
it's so nice. And yeah, it's got like the medium green and then the little yellowy green and then that dark green.
Well, and there's a bit where the blue broke.
Yeah, not so much in this one.
No, the new dye. So the reason this one looks a little bit different than the first one is the first one was my old dyes. And I tried some new dyes. So the color just broke a little bit differently. Yeah. So it looks a little bit less yellowy than the first one. So this will be closer to what the rest of the batch looks like.
I really like it.
It's got a little skirt. It's a yarn skirt for the yarn.
But yeah, so that was my first whip.
Yeah, and that's the end of my FOs, was my dyeing. I did some dyeing, so.
So you've got a whip now. Right? You've got a whip?
The whip started with your hand-dyed. Oh, yes, I do.
I started with a whip. What a concept.
Shh. So this was supposed to be an FO. Last night, Cindy left our place, and I was like, I'm going to finish this tonight. And she was like, uh-huh. And I was like, no, I'm going to finish it. And then I'm in the decreases. But there's a lot of knitting in a sockhead hat. I was like, I'm almost done. I have like 5 inches. No, it calls for 9 inches of stockinette. And I have a much shorter head, so I did 6.5, because with the long 4 inches of ribbing, that'll be just about perfect for me. It's actually about the same length as this one. A little bit longer already. So, and it's got a pretty quick decrease, so it'll just be a little bit slouchier than this one. But I'm really loving it, and I think I'm going to put this one as the first one in my charity along, so that I make sure that I have at least 2 done for our own knit along.
You're not gonna...
I love it. But, okay, I want to do another one where I don't rib the end. I don't love the look of striping ribbed, like, because it breaks up the stripe a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think I want to do one with a garter brim and wear it that way, inside out.
Yeah, the reverse stockinette looks really cool.
Yeah, like same colorway and everything. So the next time we place an order from Biscotte, we're going to need to order more Tang fish.
So that's Bis-Sick.
So this is the Sockhead Slouch Hat by Kelly McClure. And this is Bis-Sick from Biscotte Compagnie, which they've kind of rebranded recently with a more English-sounding name, just Biscotte Yarns. And this is totally according to pattern, except that I started the decreases 1.5 inches early. So I will finish it today, so it'll totally be blocked for next time. Sure. It will. But I love this. And yeah, that'll be that'll be the first one for the charity knit along, and then I'll have my baby one, and then I won't feel guilty if that's all. I'm a super slow knitter.
I'm gonna crochet some because crochet is much faster.
We should show our next ones together to show how slow a knitter I am compared to you.
Yeah. Well,
show this and how far you got on the car ride in Edmonton.
Because I didn't. I drove probably about half.
Yeah. So in half the car ride time,
I think I got about
that
done. And I had done to there and then ripped it out completely.
In the entire time, I had did this plus a heel flap, which
no,
I
you
ripped
had also
out.
ripped out your rib.
Oh, right. I started out in a different size. So
yeah.
I knit maybe this much.
Yeah.
Counting what I knit. That's how slow a knitter I am compared to her.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Look at this though.
Sock monkey,
Sock monkey, sock monkey, sock monkey. It is Sock Monkey by Yarn Enabler. And it is this great self-striping.
I love that gray. Look how tonal that gray is. Just fabulous.
And then the wonderful stripes. So this looks like a really, really long sock. It's not going to be. But I had planned
Maybe
on
it's
actually...
a Mr. Snuffleupagus cozy.
Okay. I had planned on actually making 4 socks, like 2 pairs of socks out of this. Just really short ones with different cuffs and heels and toes. But now that I have shoes that I can wear normal length socks with, I'm making...
And heavier socks. You couldn't wear hand knit socks in your other shoes
no, I
very
couldn't.
well.
But, so, I am making a very, very long tube. And then I'm going to do afterthought toes and afterthought heels.
And are you using a pattern or just like
I'm not using a
winging
pattern.
an afterthought everything?
There is a pattern called Afterthought Everything. But I've done afterthought. I've done those toes. I've done afterthought heels before. Actually, I haven't done ones where I actually cut the yarn. I usually put in a waste yarn. But no, I'm just knitting this long tube and then I'm going to cut the yarn. It's as scary as steeking. It's really not as scary as steeking. I'm going to pick up the stitches on either side first and then cut the yarn. So I'm really excited. I am loving this.
They're going to be gorgeous.
It is.
You should totally wear some skirts.
I'm totally going to wear
those.
skirts and show these off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really excited. I love it. It's a great yarn. Great yarn.
And self-striping just looks awesome.
And
like
self-striping just goes so fast. Like normally I would
Just
be
one more
so sick of this much stockinette.
By the time she got here.
Oh, by the time I got here.
No, that's what I meant. Like 4 inches.
Anyway, yeah, but I'm loving it.
It looks
I love
great.
self-striping.
Me too.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Me too.
So yeah,
And-
Yarn Enabler.
And
Sock
then
monkey.
since I showed off mine for comparison, this is Black Cat Custom Yarn in the Demonhunter colorway on her Everyday Sock Base, which is one of the yarns we carry now. And I love, okay, this is how much I've unknit because I just unknit my heel flap, so the ball looks a little wonky, but it's got
Because she did the heel flap and then forgot the turn again.
And then I just decided, well, if I'm going to do that, I was in the car, I was worried about running out of yarn and not weighing it, so I just did a short.
Any sense?
Like, I just did a short cuff. I knew I wanted shorter socks than I needed. But then I thought, well, I may as well make them a little bit longer because that's a ridiculously short sock. I'm not going to run out of yarn. It's over 400 yards. So, and it's got this cool, like, super bright greens and like 5 different shades of purples and blues and greens in it. It's just gorgeous. And the colorway is called Demonhunter, and we were going to the Fiber Frolic, and it was my car knitting. So my project is called Frolic of the Demonhunter. Because I'm a dork.
Because she is
but
a dork.
look how nice it's knitting up.
Yeah,
Like,
it really
It looks
is.
great in the rib. It looks great in the 3x1 rib.
And then it looked
in the
great.
slip stitch pattern in the heel flap, it looked amazing too.
Yeah.
So I really love it. These are totally my socks. These aren't going to the charity knits. This is me.
Unless
Totally.
she knits them too short, and then I get them.
No, I will tear out the toe and lengthen it if I knit them
Good.
too
That
short.
makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why I usually do them toe up. Because I don't know, I get the fit better when I do toe up. Except for the one time I tried to toe up heel flap. Misjudged the length of the flap.
Those are the ones I got.
Yeah.
Because, I have smaller feet than her. So.
It's handy. If they're a little bit too small, I can give them to a few people who have one size smaller than me, and if they're a fair bit too small, they go to her.
Yeah, and if they're too big, they can go to Deno.
Yep.
No, they can't because they're wool.
They're wool.
Okay,
Anyway,
I have one
that's
last.
my whip.
I have one last whip.
Do it.
I haven't done too much on it because I was knitting my socks. But
Are you at the end of a row?
yes, I am at the end
Good
of the row. I just
job.
have a really short needle in it.
Well, that's not
But
good podcasting etiquette.
It is this beautiful shawl. It's a semicircle. Okay, so it's Caradol by Lucy Haig. And the yarn is Faking Sanity Persuasion, which is her MCN base. And then, so I did all the stockinette. I got into the cable edge. I'm loving it. I love cables.
Yeah, it's really nice that it's like the band goes across the width like that. I really like it.
Yeah, it's fabulous. You can't see much
It's just
there.
the beginning, yeah.
But this is a present for a friend for her wedding, and she saw the color this week and was like, "It's perfect."
Which I was thrilled with. I was
Yeah.
trying to match. She had 2 different blues for her bridesmaids' dresses for her daughters, and for her own dress has some blue in it.
Yeah,
So I was trying to match one of those 2 blues.
yeah, and
Perfectly, and then like have the variegation fall within that range. So it was great.
It looks fabulous, and it's cables on garter background, which I'm used to. Usually, cables are on a reverse stockinette, so it's just something a little different.
Yeah. And she wanted something that was less like frilly. She didn't want lace.
Yeah, she didn't want
she's a
frilly.
farmer. She likes stuff that isn't going to catch on anything.
It actually
and-
has a picot edge, and I'm actually gonna talk to her and see if she does want the picot edge.
I thought she
might
said
choose.
she wanted to do something else.
Well, when we were looking at patterns for her shawl, she saw one with a picot edge and was like, no. But then when she saw this pattern, she was like, I want that pattern.
Right.
So yeah, we're
So
gonna
she
maybe do something a little less. She's
She's just
non-frilly.
not a frilly girl.
Yeah, and she's worried that it'll catch on things. But yeah, that's my other. And I am loving this. I am so going to knit all of the patterns from that book. It's the
Yeah, I might
Celtic
buy a couple
cable,
of them as well.
Celtic Cable Knits. Yes, and it's fabulous. I bought the whole book, and I ordered lace yarn.
Yeah.
From Sea Turtle.
Yeah.
Fiber Arts.
We were placing our wholesale order and we're like, oh, but she's got stuff on her retail site.
Site that we wanted, so we ordered a retail order as well.
I ordered some fiber. 'Cause
I ordered
wanted
a bunch
to
of
try her
minis.
fiber. I didn't want to spend that much money at the Fiber Fest, so I was like, no, I don't need more fiber. I'm not going to. And then I saw the pictures of
You
those
did buy
two.
fiber at the Fiber Fest. You didn't bring it.
Oh, I did. I forgot to show it.
Well, yeah, show it.
Anyway, so I ordered some Sea Turtle Fiber Arts.
Yeah.
Fiber. On a retail side. I got something else at Fiberfest that I forgot to show. This is from Twisted Sisters and Company. It's 80% alpaca, 20% silk.
Oh, it's lovely.
And I'm not going to pull it out of the bag because it's really loosely carded. But it's like loose. It's going to be so lovely to spin. Like that's how open and airy it is.
And the shine on it is
feels
just-
amazing. And you can't see the shine at all.
Oh,
But
it is.
if you see kind of the reflection through the plastic, the amount of reflection you have is kind of the amount of shine on
Yeah,
it. It's amazing.
It is
And it's
amazing.
undyed. It's just the natural silk flyaway. Silk
Buzz.
has a tendency to get in your mouth when you're spinning. Or your nose or whatever happens to be open. So, but I have a great
Can you
little
close your nose?
clothespin. Your hands are needed
Oh.
for spinning.
Yeah.
I have a great little spinning lap blanket that
Yes, you've got
one of the ladies from the Sweets Off the Wheel group made for me. So, yeah. And I've apparently having an
Anyway.
allergy to something. It's not to this, but
I ordered lace yarn for one of the shawls in that, and I used to have a bunch of lace weight.
yeah.
And then I swore I was never gonna knit with lace weight again. But yeah, I am one of the two of the patterns.
I can't believe you bought that. And we bought some minis too.
Yeah, a whole bunch of minis. 2 of the patterns in it call for lace weight, and I was just gonna do them in fingering weight, but then I saw this beautiful lace weight, and it was on sale because she's discontinuing the base. So, and it was so pretty, so I got it.
I have a skein that you might like too for the other one.
Oh, I need a lot for the other one. The other one's like 1,200 meters.
I have a couple colorways that I have a couple thousand in.
Oh,
Just a thought.
We'll see.
I used to knit a lot of lace weight shawls.
Yeah, my plan was to maybe dye all the yarn for it as well, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because we need a TARDIS if we want to do all the crafty things we need to do.
We really do. I've been working on chainmail, stitch markers, and stuff. And
yeah, they've been selling really well. You've been having a hard time keeping up.
I keep meaning to put them up on Etsy, and it just has not happened yet because I've been selling them pretty much as fast as I can make them. So, but I got some more supplies while we were in Edmonton too, so hopefully. Yeah. Oh, and I got some I had ordered ages ago and finally got them. Yeah. So hopefully I'll get some stuff up on Etsy soon.
I ordered something else.
Oh, right. I was like, what?
Yeah. I've been excited about dyeing sock blanks, and so I finally ordered a circular knitting machine to make my own sock blanks, so that I can dye them and
I'm gonna crank sock blanks.
Cindy's gonna crank sock blanks for me, and I'm gonna dye them.
Yeah.
And
they
got
look
a
like
bunch
so much
of
fun. I want to try some.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand paint some, and I've got some stencils for some, and some that I'll do like a combination of a couple of different techniques on, and
they
I'm
look
really
like
excited.
so much fun.
Yeah. So
I want to knit
and
some
it's
too.
shipped now, so it's coming from Germany, but it'll be a while.
It'll take a while.
But I'm excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is that all the knitting? Oh no, you have a knitting book.
Okay, so normally at this point we'd switch to
Culture
Consumed,
Consumed,
but I'm going to start with a knitting book review or a craft book review.
Yeah, I was like, it's not knitting.
And then we'll go on to Culture Consumed, which includes other books. Yeah. So today I thought I would talk about Spin Control by Amy King. It's an interweave press book. And I don't have a lot of spinning books. I'm pretty much a self-taught spinner. I took a tiny little class in Calgary, but really most of what I learned is since then.
She taught herself.
Yeah, but I really love this book for a couple of different
We're
things.
kind of self-taught knitters too. I mean, we took the one class.
Well, we took the beginner class there.
But then pretty much everything else
all the techniques we've learned
on our
ourselves.
own. Yeah.
But the thing I really loved about this, I'm a bit of a control freak, and it had control in the title. Well, let's be honest, that's what drew me to it.
Control freak.
I don't buy new books full price, and I bought this new full price.
Yeah. See, the problem is I have worked in for bookstores for it's been 20 years now.
So you always got a staff discount.
I always got a staff discount.
And
I shopped at used bookstores.
And I was just cheap. Yeah. So I shopped in the bargain section, or not at all.
Yeah.
But I really liked this one because it had very practical things. Like, so it'd show, for example, a cabled yarn and a thick and thin singles yarn, worsted spun or woolen spun, and how it looks different. So you can kind of see, if I can get it without too much glare, the stitch definition is very much more pronounced in one of those than the other. Same in the cables, it looks much more, looks much more crisp. And it's also got, like when I was starting out, it had information on like what's a top, what's a roving, what's a silk hanky, what's silk cap, what's the difference, what's worsted spun, what's woolen spun or semi-woolen. And then just lots of really great pictures on like how you draft or how wide your drafting triangle should be and that sort of thing. So I really loved it. It had information on how to like all the parts of your wheel and how to measure stuff. And I'm trying to find this one part that I found super useful, and I didn't bookmark the page.
What a silly head.
Horrible.
What a silly head.
There was a section at the back all on art yarns, and I was like, I am never going to use that. I actually used it last year during the Tour de Fleece because I spun an art yarn for Tour de Fleece.
Okay, except that for her art yarn, she literally was like thin, thick.
I couldn't.
It's like me trying to do the increases on the shawl that are supposed to be just random. Random evil.
Yeah. Oh, I can't find the page I was looking for.
Anyway.
But it showed like if you knit with a couple of different, or spin with a couple of different colors, if you ply them this way, you'll get this effect. But if you ply them this way, you'll get that effect. And it was just a really practical book. Like with the pictures and stuff, especially if you don't have a spinning guild or class or anything near you. I found this one not super in depth, but very, very practical and very useful to have with me when I was starting out. So I'd totally recommend that one. And it was a decent price. It's not a huge book, so it wasn't a huge investment like the big
interweave ones are usually pretty decently priced.
Yeah.
And
if you wait for their yearly sale, the Hurt book sale, you can get it for cheaper. And you can get this on
I was going to say,
Kindle,
and I'm sure they have an ebook version now too.
Yeah, totally. So I bought another one of their books on ebook.
It's nice to have the book.
The photo layout. So when you have a photo, there's usually like the little blurb that says which photo is what on the side. And the ebook, the layout, like it didn't all fit on the same layout. So sometimes you were searching for where is that little blurb about that photo to see what it was.
Yeah.
So I don't love for the spinning ones where it's this is this and that's
reference
that.
books I like to have
A physical reference book. So that's my review of Spin Control by Amy King. The writing was really clear and concise, and the photography. That was a very French pronunciation. Photographie. Yeah. Anyway, it was really clear, concise. The photography was really awesome and very spot on. Like, it wasn't fancy and artistic, but it was very clear. So I highly recommend it.
So cool. Yeah. So we're going into culture consumed now. This is the non-knitting, spinning, fiber related part of our podcast. So, you know, if you want to leave us here, we understand. But we like talking about our TV and our books and our podcasts. And I mean, we occasionally talk about knitting podcasts, but yeah.
So if this was your first time, thanks for joining us. And if you've been here before, thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for coming back.
And yeah, give us a
and
like.
Thanks for saying hi at the Fiberfest.
Give us a like or a subscribe on the podcast. That helps us out a lot. And thanks so much for those of you who said hi.
Wow, that many people like us? I don't understand.
Well, I don't, but it's like
we just do this for fun.
It was so weird at the Fiberfest. Like the second we walked in, we went to pay our admission fee and walked in, and
she was like, oh, "You made it!"
I think it was
hi.
Jess, and she was like, "You made it! That was a good time." And I was like, "Hello."
Yeah, it was.
I'm pretty sure it was Jess because I didn't know what she looked like.
We had people wanting pictures with us. That was bizarre.
It was nice to meet all of you, and it was nice to chat.
It was
I got
so cool.
to chat with Heather and Becky for a bit, and a couple of the Stitchin' sisters at various times.
Yeah,
different booths in the afternoon. So
yeah,
it was great. But
so
yeah, thanks for joining us, and now we're gonna blather.
Okay, so our main culture consumed. Still, we finished Leverage.
We did. Now we're on to commentaries. And now that we're not officially knitting podcast, I'm sorry, I'm having an allergic reaction.
Are you sure?
Face is like, I want to scratch my face off.
Is it just like loose hair?
No.
Or do you want an allergy med?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I'll be
right
back.
We're going to pause. I'll be right back.
No, just talk about your culture.
Oh, my culture is French-Canadian. I think what she meant was my culture consumed. So I'll start with another book. I just took this one home by Michio Kaku. It's called Parallel Worlds, and it's a science and physics book. And like the blurb on it is a journey through creation, higher dimensions, and the future of the cosmos. And I was sold on getting it when the blurb by another writer was by Brian Greene, which is my favorite science writer. So I'm looking really forward to reading this one. I just took it home last night and fell asleep promptly. So this will be tonight's reading, and I'll start a little earlier. But yeah, I've been really in the mood for less fiction books and more nonfiction.
Yeah, I've been kind of in the mood for nonfiction
This will be tonight's read, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, now you take your you take your meds. So we finished Leverage. It was amazing. I am so glad I watched it all.
Yeah.
We started
the ending was incredible.
Oh, yeah. Perfect ending.
Yeah.
I wish there were more. I wish there were more, but that's all right because then Dean Devlin made The Librarians, which I love, and hopefully there will be more of.
There could be.
There could be. It was canceled by TNT, but he's shopping it around.
Yeah.
Though it also ended perfectly.
It did. It could be an ending in itself.
Yeah, it totally could. But yeah, loved Leverage. So now I have to watch some of the other suggestions from people who were Leverage fans and said, "Oh, watch this."
Or Cindy's typical. I don't know what to watch next. Watch everything that one of the actors in this show has done.
Yeah, except. Well, I mean, oh yeah. I mean, I've already watched anything I'm gonna watch of Christian Kane's.
Fair enough.
Because he did a bunch of really terrible looking movies. If you've watched something by him that was good, tell me. Aldous Hodge did like SNL and
yeah, not my kind of.
yeah. Tim Hutton is excellent.
Yes.
And I've already watched some with Gina Bellman.
Yeah.
Coupling.
The British one.
Yes. Nobody knows that there was an American one. It only lasted for like 2 episodes.
Really? I thought it lasted a season.
No, it was terrible.
I was shocked. So I watched the British Coupling first with her. And
yeah, I got everyone I know hooked on it.
Shocked because I watched the first episode of the American one, and it was the exact same lines. Like, they weren't changed at all.
Well, they changed some of them.
Like, well, okay, in the first scene,
Yeah.
it was the exact same lines, and it just didn't fly. It was so weird. It was just like, this falls flat in an American accent.
Yes.
And I don't know if it was the accent or the delivery
the actor.
or...
The actors on the British Coupling were just amazing.
They were. It was a really good fit.
I love Jack Davenport.
maybe
I'll just go watch everything Jack Davenport has ever done.
I hated Gina's character.
Oh, yeah.
But
Jane is...
you were supposed to. Jane was neurotic and crazy.
Yes, and yeah.
It was a great show.
It was.
And it had a Spider-Man song, and I loved Jeff.
Spider-Man. Okay, sorry.
Jeff was my favorite character on that.
Yeah.
Now I want to watch Coupling again.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we could do that. I really want to watch Wonder Falls again.
Oh, we should watch all the stuff that he's been in. So, Strange, and Making Money and Going Postal.
They only did Going Postal. They didn't do Making Money.
Oh, or Going Postal then.
Or maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm pretty sure it's just Going Postal.
His name is... He was also in
He was
Lorna
Jeff.
Doone, but I haven't seen it.
He was Jeff.
He was crazy Jeff.
Richard Coyle. Richard Coyle.
No, that was... Richard Coyle was the jerky one.
No, Richard Coyle is Jeff. Keep talking.
Okay. I'm not good with names, so chances are probably 99 to 1. Oh, you're right, Ben Miles.
There! Yes.
That I'm wrong.
Though he's an excellent actor as well. And then Sarah Alexander, she's a good actress, but she always plays roles that I just want to slap her. Like in All the Small Things. Amazing show. Brian Dick is just one of my favorite actors ever.
Yeah.
As is, anyway.
Okay. All the Small Things, though, since we're on a tangent, if you've never watched it, go find it. It's amazing. Centers around this...
Richard Coyle.
Yeah, once we said Ben Miles, I was like, oh yeah, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Just for everybody, so everybody can tell you that you heard right. I am wrong. She was right. You can tell her.
Well, about an actor's name, it's always going to be that way. She does not remember actors' names.
No, it's like the guy that dresses in black, or...
No. Usually call him the man in black.
The man in black, or the lady
whose
with
name I've just forgotten.
John Cusack.
Thanks!
Welcome.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
We can... I've read
all the
some
small
books.
Things.
All the small things
watch
is
it
fabulous.
and listen to it, because the soundtrack's amazing, because they run choirs. So.
I don't know where it's available. I haven't seen it anywhere.
Oh, really? It is kind of old.
Yeah. I listened to... I was really in the knitting mood, so I listened to some audiobooks.
What did you listen to?
I finally finished The Gates of Europe, History of Ukraine, by Serhiy Plokhy. Don't know. Ukrainian name. Or Russian, I'm not sure. But it was really interesting. It was the history of Ukraine, like from the start, well, not even like when Ukraine started, but like of the region beforehand. So like Kiev and Rus and all that kind of stuff, all the way up to like 2014. And it was
That's
really
a lot of modern
interesting
day stuff too.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I mean, I knew a lot of it because I had done I listened to the Great Courses History of Eastern Europe, which was also fabulous.
Great Courses are amazing.
Yeah. That one was done by one of my favorite Great Courses profs. But yeah, so Gates of Europe, History of Ukraine, really interesting. I'm really interested in the Eastern Europe
You always
history
have
right
been.
now.
Like,
Yeah.
You had a history degree for a reason.
Yeah, but in my history degree, I did a lot of, well, because there wasn't a lot available. But I did a lot of England and France and that kind of area. She's going nuts. Okay, and then I listened to 21 Days, which is by Anne Perry, which is the first in a new series she's done. So she has a series that has like 35 books in it. It's the Thomas and Charlotte Pitt books, and I used to read them long time ago. I read probably the first 10 or 12, and they kind of got samey after a while, so I stopped. They were very good, but I just was over them. But this one is about their son, who is a lawyer in like kind of 1890s, about there. And it was really good and well read, so it went really fast.
And it felt like, did it feel like samey like the others, or because it was taking on a new character, it was different
It was
enough?
different enough, and it was kind of nice because you got Thomas and Charlotte in it a little bit, but yeah, it was just different. Like, they'd just gotten really samey. I really loved one of my favorites by Anne Perry is her first Thomas and Charlotte Pitt one, Cater Street Hangman, which has also been made into a movie, which was also good.
It's also an episode of Doctor Who.
Cater Street Hangman?
Something Cater Street. No, not Doctor Who. This is how I do. The one who was blonde on Stargate, Colonel...
Oh, Samantha...
Yeah, Samantha
Carter, yeah.
Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one that she did where she was married to Jack the Ripper.
Oh, Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
I didn't know she was married to Jack the Ripper, but okay.
Oh, that was maybe a later season than you watched.
I didn't watch any of them.
Oh. Sanctuary is another great show.
Okay. Oh, there's an episode in that.
Where they do Cater Street Hangman. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll have to see it now.
It was a dinosaur.
Anyway, it was a good book. Very good book. Good mystery. And then I just started one called Queens of the Conquest by Alison Weir. She's a fabulous historian, and this is about England's like conqueror queens. So the wife of William the Conqueror, his son's two wives, they were all named Matilda. It talks about 5 queens, and 4 of them were named Matilda. The other one was like Alisade. Yeah. So luckily they call one of them Maud. Unfortunately, that's the one I actually know about, and I think of her as Empress Matilda.
So it wasn't an easy, quick read. You had to pay attention.
Well, I'm listening to it, so it is really interesting. But loads, like I know some of the history about like William the Conqueror and his sons, and then Empress Matilda against Stephen, but I don't think I had even heard mention of their queens. So yeah, really fascinating. I'm learning lots. I'm almost done that one. But yeah, and all of them have had good readers.
That makes such a big difference.
It really does.
It can make or break an audiobook.
It really can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know what I'm going to listen to next. I'm almost on this. Well, I'm assuming I'm almost on it because I'm on Empress Matilda or Empress Maud. Yeah, whose daughter-in-law is nope, forgot her name.
You, secretly.
Oh, yeah.
She's a time traveler, don't tell.
No, she was married to the Queen of France, or the King of France, and then to King Henry II. 3 of her sons were kings. Yeah, her. Yeah, and I know they don't go that far in this book, so.
I'm like, I'm not going to help you here. Not because I don't want to, but I can't.
Okay, no. I have read so many things about her, and my brain is, gone.
Anne Boleyn.
No! Oh my God, you know nothing about English history, do you?
No, that was a joke.
Okay, I know that. But though one of the women that they were talking about is actually an ancestress of Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard. I don't remember which one. But yeah, really interesting. I like history.
She's not great at telling when I'm joking.
Oh,
one time
I knew she was joking.
Listening to Nora Jones, who's a fabulous singer. Go listen to her if you haven't. And we were talking about who who she was related to or something. And I was like, is she James Earl Jones's daughter? And I'm like, she's white. Like, she's not his daughter. But it was just funny.
Okay.
She's, yeah.
I usually know when she's joking. It's just more fun to take it as serious and, you know.
She can't tell when I'm joking.
Anyway, do you have any more culture consumed?
No, that's pretty much it.
Leverage.
I've fallen asleep on my phone a lot, has been my culture consumed.
Yeah.
I got a new bed. And I have a mattress that I can sleep on. So usually I like spend an hour or so once I go to bed, either reading or playing on my phone or reading on my phone or whatever. And lately when I get to bed, I'm pretty much asleep within 10 minutes because it's just so comfy.
Yeah.
I should have gotten a new mattress years ago.
I've been telling her this for years. But yeah, and
You
I'm
were
house
right.
I'm house sitting right now at my mom's. She is visiting my sister.
Yeah.
Well, mainly visiting her granddaughter. Yeah, but yeah. So I have a comfy bed too. But I have a new mattress that I've got to put on my bed at home
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, there was a good sale in town. There's like 2 places to buy mattresses around here, and they had a good sale on. So I went to look for one, and she was like, "Ooh, that's a really good deal.
Yeah, so
I
I
should
got
get
one
one too." So comfy beds, and we're gonna go home now and put together the frame for my new bed. So we will see you
In 2
next
weeks.
time in 2 weeks, and check us out on Ravelry. Chat in the charity along group or in the like whip threads or whatever. Start your own
Or in
thread.
the-
We'd love
or in
to
the
hear
Alaska
from you.
Highway knit along.
Ask us questions. We just love interacting with you. This is kind of our like private little knit night with you guys, and we feel like we don't know what you look like and don't necessarily know your real names, but we feel like we know you. So yeah, thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.